One mistake killed my first business, and it's killing most of businesses today. Price is not the problem in your offer. The real issue is not being able to communicate transformation. Without a clear path of transformation, customers won't buy. And this may be you while you're running your business. In this video, I'm going to walk through a 5-step framework to help your offer finally convert. Now, back when I ran my clothing brand, I thought I was doing everything right. I thought my marketing was intact. I thought my prices was right. And I tried so many different strategies. I invested in myself. I tried to join communities. I tried to invest in mentors and just ask so many different questions, but nothing worked. I could not figure out why, when I tried to make more money in the business, where was the friction? What was the problem? What I didn't realize was people don't buy because of price. They buy because they see the transformation in your offer. They buy the future version of themselves. And I didn't understand how to communicate that within my business. So in this framework, I'm going to teach you in the 5 F's of transformation. Each F is a step closer to allowing your customer to becoming their dream self. And how we're going to picture this is how we're going to illustrate it. So say this is a mountain. This is your customer right now. And this is the dream self, the dream. And this is your current. And they have to take 5 steps to get to their dream self. Start. And in the middle, if they don't take each of these 5 steps, you get no sale. And this is where we're trying to get them to end at. Now, in this framework, the first thing you need to identify is future. You need to frame the dream. You need to know what your ideal customer will look like when they get to this end point. How can you know how to target someone or present it in your offer if you don't know what they're desiring? Now, for me, when I ran my clothing brand business, I thought my customers just wanted clothes, but I was wrong. They wanted to feel inclusive. They wanted to walk down the street, have on this new piece of clothing, and someone asked them, "Dang, where you got that from?" They wanted to feel special. They wanted clothes that the average person didn't have. And I didn't understand that because I did not know what my customer's future self was. What was their dream? You have to allow the customer to see themselves on the other side of the mountain. When they're right here and you're trying to get them to get to this dream point, you have to allow them to see what it's going to look like. And for you, when you're creating your offer, you have to realize what is the ideal dream that my customer is looking for. You have to frame the dream. Now, the next step that you need to identify is friction. You need to identify what your customer needs fixed. Why is the customer in need of your product? Running my business, I did not understand none of the frictions my customer faced. I believe selling clothes was just design plus clothes equals sale. Plus a little sprinkle of marketing, plus a little sprinkle of SMS, plus a little sprinkle of early access. That's all I thought. But that's the problem with most of our offers, that we don't understand the friction in which our customers are facing. What is the pain that they're desiring? How can you improve the pain that they're desiring? What else can you add on to them? What are the frictions in that? Next, what you need to identify are the fixes. Now, from friction to fixes, in the fixes phase, you need to match a fix to each of the frictions that you have identified with your customer. How can you help the customer overcome the friction no matter what? You need to directly identify how to help them. And if you don't identify how to help them, how can you improve your offer? When you're creating your offer to a customer, to a client, you want to increase the perceived value of your offer. So when they come, let's say I came to buy this iPad. The person who sold me the iPad already knows the frictions and how to identify the fixes with it. Say they sell me the iPad for only $100, but they list all these other things that I get. The frictions of, I'm tired of just typing on there, so they give me an Apple Pencil. I need a case to protect my iPad because I always drop it, so they gave me a free covering for my iPad. They identified the frictions and provided fixes for them. Now they increased the perceived value of the offer because they're only selling me to $100. And in my head, I'm like, dang, I'm getting all this for only for $100. But they were only able to do that because they was able to identify the frictions and give me a fix for it. And that is your job when it comes to making your offer for the client or customer. Next, what you need to identify is the flow. Now, with your flow, in communicating your offer to somebody, you need to communicate the value where it has flow, where they can understand the benefits on which they are receiving. Most of us, when we try to add value into our offer or we try to increase the perceived value of our offer, it just seems like we're just throwing it at our customer. We're not giving them no clear transformational path for them to know how they're using these fixes or what to do. On the example of the iPad, the person selling me the iPad could say, hey, first you put the covering on the iPad, therefore you could protect your case, protect your iPad. Now I'm going to give you this Apple Pencil so that you can use it too instead of typing all the time. You need to put your fixes in a flowing order so the customer can clearly identify. You don't want to assume the customer knows what to do with each of your fixes. You don't want to just throw everything in a pile and say you get this, get this, get this, get this. No, it means you identify what you're solving first, and then you start to list out, okay, now you get this, now you get this, and what is the end goal that they get? And you repeatedly repeat this process of flow when presenting your offer to your customer. And then finally, it's the finale. In the finale, you amplify the offer. You make it so good they can ignore it. So for this may be adding scarcity, adding a guarantee, or adding a one-liner. You close out the offer with something that seals the deal. And if you follow these 5 steps, your customer will go from take this step, this step, this step, this step, this step, and they'll become their dream customer. They will see a clear transformational path. Now you are able to now communicate this transformational path by following the 5 F's of transformation. Now, I hope this blesses you, and let me know in the comments if you're going to use this framework in your business. And after you do, come back and let me know the results. I hope this blesses you. Have a great day.